This is something that I find super fascinating. I'm really excited you asked about it because I have a lot to talk about. The first indisputable fact is that space is cold. So of course we're going to see a lot of quilted stuff as undergarments, as flight suits, as things that you wear under armor. It's just what the environment requires. Also, in regards to under armor, it needs to have a little bit of extra padding. Like if you look back at sort of medieval knight stuff, it looks a little bit more padded just to insulate your body from the shock absorption of that. So it's very, very functional. Next is the fact that quilting is a very, very good way to use up materials that don't necessarily match, to reuse materials that have been used past their life cycle in another garment, or to mend without things falling apart quickly over time. So for example, if you have a pair of pants that's wearing out, what are you going to do? You're going to sew a patch to the inside. If you need it to be insulated, you can put a whole panel on that leg, or on the whole leg. You can put a whole new set of pants inside them and sew them together, and then you're insulated, and the outside fabric has sort of an assist in not ripping further. Because if you have an antique quilt or a vintage quilt in your house, you know the quilts last a lot longer than just plain fabric. So quilting is a very practical, money-saving, economic, zero-waste activity. The realities of space travel would make popping down to a planet for some more fabric difficult. So culturally, it makes a lot of sense to have a zero-waste textile environment. A lot of that quilted stuff in the previous video looks a lot more sci-fi because the shapes and lines are more modernized. If you look at a puffer vest or a puffer jacket, that doesn't necessarily read sci-fi, but it's because we're used to seeing those shapes every single day. And as far as costuming choices go, it makes a lot more sense to have quilting and hand mending be in the rebellion, underling, non-dominant people group side of a story, because the patriarchy and fascism are always going to have access to the highest quality of materials and goods. Quality, yes. Style, no. The empire doesn't need mending. You can look at them make fun of Cyril for tailoring his outfit, because he did not need to do that. I am about to start going through my mending pile and doing some sci-fi-ish mends and alterations, and if you've been paying attention, you'll know where to find it.